beautiful people. My goodness, how are you feeling? Woo! Oh my goodness, my heart is so full. My heart is so full. Being here with you today has truly been food for my soul. You all look so beautiful, can I just say? You're gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. I strive to live what author and researcher Jurnee Brown calls an open, wholehearted life. Any of you know Jurnee Brown? If you don't, I highly recommend reading Jurnee Brown's works. She teaches that when we lead from a place of vulnerability and wholeheartedness, when we engage in radical transformation, that is when we can live a life of true abundance. However, on the contrary, when we imprison the heart, when we sever the heart, that's when we kill courage. Now, there's a lot of talk. I know you're going to hear a lot of talk throughout your lifetime about leadership. But I want you to know this. You all have the chance to reimagine what real leadership looks like in your lifetime. Come on now. You know, Jurnee talks about this idea that daring leadership would look something like this. That instead of choosing to be a knower and choosing to be right all the time, we would choose to be a learner. We would choose to strive to get it right. Instead of tapping out of hard conversations, we would choose to advocate for those who can't. We would choose to lean into vulnerability and have hard conversations. We would choose to show up in courageous ways versus arming ourselves and trying to put a guard up. We would resist shaming and blaming others. Instead, we would lead from a place of empathy, accountability, and learning. Now, in this golden age of technology, of social media, of growing up and thriving during a pandemic, during social and racial unrest, it's going to be a challenge for you all, for all of us, to get outside of our comfort zone, to become curious about people who are not like us, to become adventurers and wanderers, to wander into new territory. But I want to encourage you to do one thing. Please, please be curious. Be curious about things, about people and places that are not like you. I want to encourage you to be agents of change. Be anti-racist, anti-sexist, anti-homophobic. Fight against anti-Semitism. Fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. Be fighters against oppression and bigotry of all kinds, regardless of what the critic says. Have you ever read the words of Theodore Roosevelt when he talks about the man in the arena? Okay, so not many said that they have, so I'm going to read it. You have. Good for you. It's one of my favorite quotes. And you, all right, some people over here. It's one of my favorite quotes, but for the sake of inclusivity, I'm going to change the word man to people. He says, "You're gorgeous." Thank you. He says, "It is not the critic who counts. It is not the person who points out how the strong one stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who is in the arena, whose face is scarred with dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcomings. But the credit goes actually, but there's no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, great devotions, who spends oneself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if one fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. All right, people, I want to see you in the arena. God bless.